are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
It's so nice seeing you again. I got a chance to see you at the dinner
That's
earlier
right.
this month. And if it's okay, we can talk a little bit about one statement that you said, which I found intriguing, and you said can be a little controversial. How the more you've been doing this, you're not afraid, but yet instead it's like you realize that we can be more relatable.
Yeah, it is the number one lesson that I've taken from reporting on global black markets for almost 20 years. It's this idea that, no matter how far into the edges of our society we travel, that we can still find people that are relatable and redeemable. I think that, I am meeting often when reporting in these for Trafficked, the people that are the most stereotyped people in our society, right? The criminals, the traffickers, the smugglers, the bad guys. And the fact that I can sit across from them and I can still find humanity, and there are still ways that we can connect on a very human level. And that at the end of the day, more often than not, they are, mothers and fathers, they are neighbors, they are people with dreams and aspirations and goals, much like our own. I think that is a really powerful discovery, or a powerful statement, and a powerful way of look at these dark markets. I think not everyone, but the vast majority of the people that I've met that operate in these black markets, again, not everyone, but the vast majority of them do so because of a lack of opportunity and because of the inequality that exists in the world. I don't think anyone is born wanting to be a criminal. And again, the enormous privilege that I've had doing this show is that again and again, they have, even the bad guys have shown a level, an unexpected level of humanity that has given me ultimately a more positive view of the world, for sure.
Congratulations, because yesterday was the premiere.
Thank you so much.
And you opened up with...
Didn't watch it because I was reporting, I was filming an underground something. I can't tell you what until 2 a.m. So I actually didn't watch my own premiere.
That means you're already working on the following season?
Yes, we're working on season 4. Yes, we've shot almost half the episodes already for season 4.
Well, I feel so privileged. Last I spoke to you, you were on the 5th episode of this season.
Oh, no, of season 4.
No, when I last spoke to you.
Yeah.
You were on the 5th episode.
That's right. Yeah. Season. 10 episodes a year, essentially. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Brilliant. So let's talk a little bit about black market organs. Now, you mentioned that this was one of the hardest and to take and swallow. And to the point that you can't even show one of the clips that you were like, I want proof about what you're saying to this gentleman. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We started looking at this. I was a little skeptical about whether this was actually existed. You hear about trafficking of organs, but you think maybe these are rumors or there's Hollywood depictions of this trade. There are reports out there in the world, but one thing I had no idea was that it was so close to home, that it's happening right, in our backyard almost. And so when we started looking into it, I think, first of all, as always, it was incredibly hard to find people willing to talk to us, particularly when it comes to something that is so horrific as this. Nobody really wants to be on camera boasting about their horrific acts in terms of organs trafficking. But in this case, we actually found somebody that was, openly boasting in a way that was disturbing to me. And so it was really hard for me. There was one point where I thought, he can't be telling me the truth, because nobody could, have with this, unflinchingly telling me about how he opens up people's bodies and removes their organs. It was a really disturbing, and that's why I say it was one of the hardest, because again, as somebody who's always trying to find the humanity and trying to place myself in other people's shoes, this was, what I was hearing was pure evil. And there was no humanity to be found. So that's when I say, how do I know you're not just lying to me? And I'm not sure what's the incentive for you to lie to me, but how do I know? I need proof. And he showed me the video. And again, it is really hard. It's one of the things that we're very transparent about it. It's very hard sometimes to corroborate what these people are saying. And that's why I was asking for the video. But yeah, it was one of the most disturbing moments we've ever filmed on Trafficked, for sure.
But in this episode, you also show the other side. It's like, what do you do when a loved one is in that situation when they need
Yeah,
an organ desperately,
you
and
know,
7 years maybe, or no
yeah,
luck at all?
I know, absolutely. That's the beauty about this show is that you can be, um, you can completely not comprehend another person. And then the next minute I'm sitting across from a person who bought an organ on this black market who looks me straight in the eye and says, look, I was dying. I knew that there was something out there that would prevent me from dying. What would you do in this situation? What if it was you or a loved one? And even for somebody who's, again, like myself, constantly trying to place myself in other people's shoes and seeing the world with empathy, that was a moment. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's such a great conversation starter for all of us. The show is. We would just, yeah, we are born with a certain amount of possibility of opportunities, and we have, an environment around us that provide us these opportunities. And what would we do? What are we doing with the opportunities we're given? And what would we do if we were not given these opportunities, like so many of these people that operate in these black markets?
So you opened up this season with a bang with this topic. What else are we supposed to be expecting?
Well, the next episode I'm really excited about is LSD. It's about psychedelic drugs, particularly LSD. They are all around us. It seems like more and more people are taking LSD for, they're benefiting a lot of people with PTSD and all sorts of trauma and mental health issues. And so it's incredibly beneficial for a lot of people. And we went on a crazy journey to try to find one of a handful of chemists that make LSD in the entire world. So it was incredible. And then we have an amazing episode coming up on ghost guns, which is also very relevant. We're finding these untraceable and licensed guns more and more all around the United States in crime scenes. And then we traveled all the way to the war in Ukraine and to see how it's become a center for surrogacy, and had the incredible opportunity of being there with an American couple as they held their baby for the first time and basically took it to safety away from Ukraine. It was one of the most emotional moments for me ever on Trafficked.
You did share that during the dinner, a clip of that episode, and it is very teary. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
So to wrap up, I know you're always up to something, but I'm curious to know, what is the title for today in your life right now? I asked you this last time because you're always up to something. You're always working on something. So what's today's title?
Today, what I'm working on today?
Mm-hmm.
So good. So I was up until 2 a.m. last night filming this other underground operation that's coming out in season 4. And therefore missed my own premiere. And I'm packing today because tomorrow I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot elsewhere in the country for another episode. So it's, we're deep in production right now of season 4. And we have a batch of incredible stories coming for next season as well. But don't miss this season.
We're not. Thank you so much, Mariana, for your time. I mean, like I told you that dinner, I was like, men have balls, you have the ovaries.
I love it. Oh yeah, that's right. I love that. The ovaries. Yeah, we should stop calling it balls. It's ovaries.
I agree. Thank you so much again, and good luck.
Nancy, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.